But I'll just talk about it in more detail. And then, of course, new product development, I've already spoken about. We did some work there. Constantly evolving technologies always kept us challenged, because with 3G and 4G and 5G coming, more and more new gadgets coming to the market, faster technologies coming in, we had to also continuously evolve our products to match the international market standards that were there. Otherwise, we'd get left behind. And quickly coming to what happened after that, I think if you see our scores, our customer sat scores went up, our employee satisfaction scores went up, our partner satisfaction scores went up, which typically we refer to our partners as partners, not vendors. We feel they have a very active role to play in our success. And of course, network stability. You'll see the numbers slightly dipping here, but that's because of force majeure issues, nothing that the company had anything to do with. And of course, customer satisfaction, you'll see a minor dip here in 2020. That's because we underwent a merger. And typically, when you undergo a merger, you will see a drop in customer satisfaction scores, after which it begins to go up again. And of course, we all know Indus is doing really well now, and we have very, very positive feedback from all our customers going forward as well. This is the last slide, but I think it's a very important slide, and I'll be very happy to answer any questions after that if we have time. The role of top management, right? Now, very important to mention here that this was a sponsored, attempt by everybody in the company. The leadership was completely involved in this. And what happened as a result is, what happens is that, we had the CEO who was extremely passionate about this. Of course, I was there as the person who was driving it. Then we had all the leadership in the head of people, which was CHRO. We had the CIO, we had the CTO, we had the head of operations, we had the COO. Everybody participated in the journey. We sent people to Japan to get trained on TQM, and they came back with a very positive message. They told the whole company about it. I personally trained, I think I trained the entire organization before the Deming Prize. And guess what? The momentum was so positive that close to about 500 people participated in the examination. It's an actual examination in which assessors come from Japan, and they sit through your company, and they sit in your premises, and they have a series of assessments that get done. They talk to a lot of people. Close to 400, 500 people were spoken to. They traveled from across the country to be in our office and participate in that Q&A session. And they have to come with artifacts. They have to come with papers that show that they're actually doing this work. And as far as I remember, I think 80% of those number of people who came actually got new suits made for that examination. That was the level of passion with which everybody participated in the journey. And of course, we got the prize, a very proud moment for us in 2018. I was there in Japan to collect it along with my CEO. And of course, that's the beginning of the journey. That's a ticket to the train, as they say, because what they do is, after they give you the prize, they give you a very fat booklet which tells you all the things that you're not doing well, and then you have to work on those things, and they come back in 4 years to see how you're faring on those few things that you spoke of. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and very happy to come back to you all for any questions that anybody might have. And I hope I have met my timeline.
Yes, sir. You have perfectly met your timeline, sir. Thank you very much. So any
Thank you.
questions from the audience? So actually, sir, I have one question.
Sure.
What is the policy regarding to safeguard the environment? I think I have missed that point in your slide.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, that's one slide which I did not have here because there's just too many slides. See, TQM talks about one very important element of TQM is that if you tell the Deming Prize examiners, they will ask you what are your key objectives as a company. And if your objectives are only focused on things like revenue and EBITDA, they fail you. They have to see what is your contribution towards society. How are you impacting the globe in a positive manner? And in that, the environment sustainability factor comes in very, very strongly. So that's one of the very, very important criteria for getting the Deming Prize, that how are you contributing towards the environment and society in general. So that's where the ESG element comes in. And I don't want to get into details here, but if you go to the Indus Towers website, you will see they are doing a lot of work in the ESG space. They're doing a lot of work for the environment, for the underprivileged. their contributions are very, very deep across the entire country.
The idea of putting this question, sir, in the early scenario when this tower was installing, means in the year of 2000 something, some bird, I saint in Hindi, Gidd was there in plenty of, but right now these are not available in our environment. I think that was the issue pertaining to that towers only. Is this
Yeah,
perception
that's
or true?
see, that's the point. That where is there is where is the proof that the that bird vanished because of the towers? It's everybody says things, but there is nothing to substantiate that saying, right? Do you know that the radio activity, the signals that are there in your existing phone which you actually use are more powerful than the signals under the tower?
Okay.
So so I would reverse that argument and say, why do we even have phones in the first place? Because that might be contributing to the birds vanishing. So it's very hard. I mean, I don't want to underplay the problems that might come with radiation, but to say they're coming from the towers is perhaps a little unfair, because there are studies done on both sides. There are studies done which say this is coming from the towers. There are studies which say it's not coming from the towers. So I don't know who to believe, to be honest. And when I look at data, it tells me this radiation is more in the mobile phone than it is from the tower. So it's the jury's still out there. It's very hard to say what's right and what's wrong. But thanks
Okay,
for
sir.
asking.
I just rule out that perception that has been in my mind.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
thank you
sure.
very much, sir. We
Thank
have
you.
just missed your presence here. Still, your talk has filled that void with your knowledge for sharing. Your valuable thoughts and rich experience have truly enriched our understanding and motivated us to explore new dimensions in quality and innovations. Thank you very much, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a nice afternoon.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
So with the permission of session chair, shall I start? So a very good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, I thank the organizers, YMCA, IEI, for giving me this opportunity to present my case, my paper on the topic digital to agentic transformation. So just before that, my name is Shandilya. I happen to be one of the directors for QGS group of organization and simultaneously for Section Tech Labs Germany. I have been part of different organizations from manufacturing sector to steel, metal and consulting. Now, coming on to the topic, digital transformation to agentic. And today's the convention's agenda is about quality. Then at first, what is quality? Now, today, quality has n number of definitions. If we talk about from the basic ones to the most accepted ones, we say that the degree to inherent characteristics that fulfill the needs and expectations of the customer. Now, this is the definition which has been given by ISO 9000. It's the most accepted definition of hundreds of definitions of quality. But when you talk about quality to a practitioner, someone who is in an industry, someone who works for a manufacturing sector, someone who works in automobile, I mean, just by giving this definition, you're not going to fulfill the purpose. I mean, this is good for, let's say, a speech, the degree to which an inherent characteristics that fulfill the needs and expectation of the customer. Speech देने में बहुत अच्छा है, but जिसे उस manufacturing line पे काम करना है, वो क्या करे? For that, there was another philosopher come quality practitioner. His name is Garvin, David Garvin. In 1993, he introduced the practitioner's definition of quality. He said that quality has 9 dimensions and each dimension is objective, simultaneously subjective, depending on the applications of use. And he defined it as the first dimension is called as performance. Now, performance is the objective of the product. If the product fulfills its objective, then we say that it is performing. Then the second aspect is, our dimension is aesthetics. Aesthetics comprises of 3 things, though it is largely associated with visual appearance, but generally or technically it is called as a combination of these 3 things, which are tactical, audible and visual. Tactile, audible and visual. छू के, सुन के, देख के, इन तीनों का combination is actually termed as aesthetics in the automotive world. Then, in addition to that, the third dimension is the features. Features are all the secondary objectives of that product. Then we have this conformance. Conformance is an equally important dimension of quality, where we talk about all the regulatory compliances, legal requirements and their fulfillments with respect to a product. Then the fifth one is safety. Safety is not a separate vertical. It is an integrated part of the quality of a product. When I say मुझे पीने के लिए पानी दीजिए, तो ये बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है कि वो साफ होना चाहिए. साफ is an integrated part of safety as well as quality of that product. Similarly, the sixth dimension is durability. Durability is the measure of strength over a period of time. The seventh dimension is reliability. That is how much you can rely on a product over a period of time. The fundamental similarity between durability and reliability is they both are functions of time. But the difference is reliability is all about bharosemand, whereas durability is about majbooti. जो चीज आज आपने खरीदी है वो 3 साल बाद भी उतनी ही स्ट्रांग रहेगी, इज द ड्यूरेबिलिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, बट वो वैसे ही परफॉर्म करेगी, वैसे ही एस्थेटिकली दिखेगी, उतनी ही सेफ रहेगी, इज अबाउट द रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. Now, these 7 dimensions which are on your screen are also called as the hard dimensions of quality because they are generally controlled by R&D as well as the manufacturing plants. Then we have this 8th dimension of quality, which is called as service or serviceability. Now, when we talk about service, service is all about providing the customers service regarding the first 7 dimensions of quality. Because when we say that we have a customer complaint is all about the first 7. So providing the resolution to a customer with respect to the first 7 is the 8th dimension of the quality. And the 9th one is called as perceived quality. Now, when we talk about perceived quality, there is a similarity of perceived quality with brand image. Both depict the brand from the consumer's angle, but there is a difference. When you talk about a brand and how it is perceived, it's the brand image. But when you talk about the product of that brand, it's the perceived quality. For example, Tata may have its own brand image. Toyota may have its own brand image. But when I talk about Tata Safari, a different image comes into your mind. And when I talk about Tata Indica, a different image comes into your mind. So the difference between the image of Tata Indica and Tata Safari is the perceived quality with respect to that product. And when we talk about practitioners' quality, then these 9 dimensions, they are actually the quality. So in any manufacturing organizations, when they say that we work for quality, they work for these 9 dimensions, where these 8th and 9th dimensions are also called as the soft aspects of the quality, because they are generally controlled by the corporate of that organization. Now, if this is the practitioner's quality, then over the years, how the quality has been defined, we need to re-look upon that, because quality has its own evolution journey. So we all know that it has overall evolved from quality control to quality assurance, from quality assurance to quality management. But now we are talking about the 4th industrial revolution, where quality is in the form of predictive nature. We do prediction, and that is where the quality 4.0 comes into the picture. So we talk about all those digital layers that we have built, all those layers there which are going to predict the failure for you. They are going to analyze the data and tell you what can happen. But now, since further the quality is being evolved in this specific journey, in this specific timeline, now we have industry 5.0, which has led into quality 5.0. And that quality 5.0 talks about being autonomous with respect to the quality and the decision making. Now, it is not only sufficient just to predict and give you an alarm, but simultaneously there must be those mechanisms which should take decisions for you. See, when I was with Maruti Suzuki, so there was this time we happened to go to Japan for some of the inductions in their plant. So we went to one of the suppliers, and along with me, one of my bosses, he also accompanied me, and there specifically he asked an operator that, why are you doing it like this? Why don't you put a Kaizen over there? Why don't you implement, let's say, stopper pin on this specific machine? That operator, in his own language, which was further translated to us, he told us that why there is a need of Kaizen here, because I am doing the same thing from last 20 years, and there was not even a single time where anything has gone bad. Sab kuch badhiya raha hai. Now, just replicate the exact scenario in India. Even if you have Pokayokes and Kaizens in place, people, they tend to bypass it. How much, despite of training, moral education, and the other aspects where you give to the operators and people, they tend to overrule that. That's why today or I should say, the industry is being forced to use those systems which can take decisions on their own, because they cannot rely on people. That's why these things, they hold more value with respect to working of an integrated organization. So this is what I'm trying to present in this through the slides also. So if you happen to read, I have also submitted almost a 30-35 page paper with respect to this, where the entire architecture of how digital to agentic transformation would be there within any manufacturing industry, along with a case study and a paper with the data set. So if you get hold of that, please do read it and share your feedback. So the idea is, today, even after Quality 4.0, we rely on humans for decisions. And we are not saying that it is bad, but there are certain consequences of it. You need to ensure that those humans are disciplined. You need to ensure that they will do their work. And moral is something which should not be subjective in this case. Simultaneously, we have a lot of data, but is it being utilized in the right manner? Right? So there are certain consequences with respect to that. So that's why the manufacturing world is shifting from intelligence to being autonomous. So right now we have a system where it's an intelligent system. It detects almost everything and it tells you what is going to happen or what can happen. And to an extent, it even tries to prevent it. But still we lack those systems, and we actually are, let's say, dependent on the intellect of that human, whether that human is going to take that action and save themselves. So at least in those areas, we require agentic transformation, those autonomous quality systems. And in this agentic quality system, fundamentally, there are 6 phases which are described by these 5 steps. So it starts with, so due to the paucity of time, I'm not going to detail each and every element of this. So it starts with sensing with respect to what can happen, and then analyze the different consequences of it. Now, based on that, it decides what can happen and what action can be taken, and simultaneously with respect to the different data sets, it keeps on relearning on its own. And this has been decided and developed in 6 different phases, which I have shown here. So the same thing, but from the architectural point of view of the agentic layer. So the idea here is that we are going to have a paradigm shift in the world of quality, from reactive to predictive, and now in the autonomous mode, where an immediate action is going to be taken with respect to what can happen. Because there are certain things which are not understanding or opinion oriented. Just because few people in my organization are not understanding the importance of safety, तो क्या हम accident होने दें क्योंकि 10 लोग नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं इस बात. So we cannot actually make that happen. So that's why we need autonomous quality with respect to the industry. And that is where the entire transition from Quality 4.0 to Quality 5.0 is happening. That from human-centric, it is getting matured into system-centric. It is going to have real automated real-time loops. They are going to take decisions based on the different data sets. And further, we are sure that it is further going to evolve into Quality 6.0, into what we call it as I'm not actually able to recall that word, autonomation. So from automation to autonomation, it is going to further evolve. Right. Now, with respect to India, now there are also going to be consequences. We are hearing that AI is going to take jobs. Fundamentally, AI is going to create jobs. The point is, those who are not going to skill themselves, they need to worry. Because when we say that humans have discipline, then simultaneously those organizations are not going to look for the alternatives. The moment where a team and organization cannot rely on humans, then they look for alternative. What can be done? And that is where these things are going to come into picture. And that is where those humans are going to, they need to take this specific thing seriously. Well, I'm just going to end this by saying that when we are entering into this agentic world of AI, where the decisions are going to be taken autonomously, we are not saying that we are removing humans from the system, but we are elevating them to govern it, to take decisions, to develop an infrastructure which can take decisions and act based on those decisions. Right. So that is from my side. I'm Sumit Chandile from QGS Group. The session is all open for your queries, and thanks for your patience.
Next paper is NQC515 Vasudev Malhotra. Author. Next, NQC5202612 Autonomous Hybrid Solar Panel Cleaning Robot. Naman Goel et al. How in PPT से निकाल दो किसी चलो कनेक्ट मीडिया में भी चल रहा है ये तो मैडम You have a 10 minutes to present, where the 8 minutes for the explanation and 2 minutes for the questions. F5 clearly.
Good afternoon, everyone, respected dignitaries, teachers, and everyone present here. Today, I, Naman Goel, and my teammate Parth are here to present on the topic Autonomous Solar Panel Cleaning Bot. As per the recent surveys, solar panels lose around 25 to 35% of their efficiency in the first year of service. This is because of the accumulation of dust and dirt particles that accumulates over time. The present cleaning systems are manual cleaning, which are labor intensive, risky, and inconsistent. It consumes large amount of water for cleaning and is not feasible for large-scale solar farms. Additionally, fixed mechanical systems are costly, ineffective, and may cause damage to panels over time. This clearly creates a need for smarter and more efficient cleaning solutions. The primary causes of soiling are dust accumulation due to environmental debris, bird droppings and pollen droppings, and low tilt angles and water pooling at the edges of solar panels. This results in 20 to 40% decrease in the efficiency of solar panels, resulting in drop of solar efficiency. As per the market analysis, the current solutions available in the market are of three major approaches. First, manual cleaning, which as already discussed is highly inefficient. Second, existing robotic solutions are highly expensive and not easily accessible. Third, natural cleaning methods like rain and wind, which are unreliable and inconsistent. As a result, none of the solutions are completely reliable due to multiple operational constraints. This clearly highlights a gap in the market for an efficient, cost-effective, and automated solar cleaning solutions.
Now, the actual solution that our system brings to the table is hybrid autonomous cleaning. Our system is a water-based and a mop-based cleaning system.
केबल को थोड़ा ठीक कराओ केबल लूज हो रही है थोड़ा टाइट कर दो
So the solution is hybrid autonomous cleaning. Our system has water-based cleaning and mop-based cleaning. Our system detects whether there is a need for water cleaning or the cleaning can be done by the mop alone. So this uses water efficiently and there is no need, I repeat, no need of human intervention. This operation is autonomous. Now let's get started of how this system works. First, we schedule the system through web interface and the bot starts its movement operations and detects whether there is need for water or not. If there is need, the system's water cleans the dust and mops over the solar panel. And after one cycle of cleaning is started and completed, the system automatically returns to its original position. Now let's have a understanding of system architecture. First, we have Node MCU ESP8266, the Wi-Fi enabled microcontroller that is the brain of the system that hosts a web server and enables remote control from any location having an internet access. For movement operations, we have relay module, DC motors, and motor drivers. The actual implementation of the architecture is shown in this image. At the top, we have Node MCU. Below it, we have motor driver, relay modules, water pumps, and high torque DC motors that are powered by lithium polymer batteries that are rechargeable. Next, we should have a look at how the web interface looks like. At the top, we have a status bar that tells the current real-time status of the system, whether it is functioning, running, and or stop. Next, we have 4 action buttons, namely start cleaning, stop cleaning, forward cleaning, and backward cleaning. That does operations as their name suggests. At the bottom, we have schedule cleaning interface, which enables us to schedule the time at which the system operates every day and for the duration it works. Now there is a demonstration of how our system works. This is a control from web interface. The water cleaning operation. We plan to integrate water sprinklers for
इजी करो
बस
कर दो
सर आपकी वॉइस नहीं आ रही शायद
स्क्रीन शेयर करो बेटा ये सर इसका प्रेजेंटेशन चलेगी इससे भी चलेगी हैं अच्छा
गुड आफ्टरनून सर
just connecting our dock station with the solar panel the bot is cleaning so that we do not have to connect or charge the bot using external source. Next, we have AI detection, dust detection. We will add sensors and cameras which are AI enabled, and also train them using ML operations, so that the bot can make decisions when to use water, when to use air. And with this, the system would be conserving natural resources and also increasing the efficiency. Next, we have cloud analytics. Each cycle is stored in the cloud, and after a certain time, the data from each scheduling cycle is analyzed, which then helps us to predict the future. Thank you.
क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स थे ना, आपका जो इक्विपमेंट आपने दिखाया प्रेजेंटेशन के अंदर,
Yes, sir.
दिखाई दी, उसकी डायमेंशन और जो पैनल की डायमेंशन होती है उसमें कितना वेरिएशन है?
Sir, our system is scalable, and the only changes we need to do microfiber cloth, and as of now we are planning to make it ourselves, but it is under progress. Yes, sir.
इसीलिए मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था, जो विड्थ है पैनल, जब पैनल लगाए जाते हैं पैरेलली 1 2 3 सीक्वेंस में लगाए जाते हैं,
Yes,
तो
sir.
आप तो उसकी विड्थ कितनी और आप कैसे मूव करो, यही मेरा क्वेश्चन था। इसमें जो आप मोपिंग की बात कर रहे हैं विदाउट वाटर, it will definitely going to leave scratches on solar panel, which will decrease the efficiency.
माइक्रोफ्रैक से एफिशिएंसी डाउन भी
Down भी
होगा। इसमें क्या है मैं बता देता हूँ। फर्स्ट हमारा इसमें दो ऑप्शंस, अभी इन्होंने जो काम किया है द क्लीनिंग थ्रू द वाटर,
देखिए
सेकंड लेट मी फर्स्ट वाटर, सेकंड हमारा ऑप्शन क्या है, वी विल टेस्ट इफ द स्क्रैचेस will be there, then definitely we will place a transparent sheet over the panel that can be easily replaceable according to the age, because हम हमारा पर्पस क्या है कि हम पीवी पैनल के सरफेस को खराब नहीं करना चाहते हैं, उसके ऊपर हम एक ट्रांसपेरेंट शीट लगा देते हैं, उसके ऊपर क्लीनिंग करते रहते हैं, वो भी दैट इज आल्सो गुड ऑप्शन, लेकिन वो आप टेस्टिंग के बाद क्लियर कर सकते हैं।
क्या उसको यूज करते हैं, उसका नाम है उसका
हाँ
कोटिंग होती है, दैट इज कोटिंग नॉट अ शीट।
शीट कोटिंग,
शीट जहां लगाएंगे वहां हीटिंग इफेक्ट कम होगा, तो पीवी काम
कोटिंग
करना
जो है
कम
हमारी है,
करेगा।
कोटिंग कैन बी रिपीटेड आफ्टर 2 or 3 years,
दैट कैन बी डन, बट जो क्लीनिंग की ये बात कर रहे हैं विदाउट ओनली
विदाउट नहीं है सर, वाटर के साथ ही है,
वाटर के साथ
ड्राई तो कहीं होता ही नहीं है, ड्राई अगर होगा तो चीजें खराब हो जाएंगी,
चीजें खराब हो जाएंगी। गॉट इट मैन,
Sir.
थैंक यू, बट नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन आई विल।
सर, अब इसमें हम फ्यूचर में एयर सक्शन पंप्स भी लगाने वाले हैं, जो मतलब एयर से ही डस्ट को वो कर देंगे, रिमूव कर देंगे।
जो आपने मेरे को कहीं ना पहिए के साथ में जो मूव कर रही है, अगर आपके पहिए मूव करके पैनल के ऊपर, डेफिनेटली पैनल
डैमेज हो जाएगा सर,
100% डैमेज हो जाएगा।
इसकी रेल बनेगी सर,
हैं?
रेल बनेगी
दोनों साइड पर चैनल बना के,
चैनल बना के उसमें मूव होगा, क्योंकि ऑब्वियस बात है व्हील विल नॉट रोटेट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द पीवी पैनल, तो वो आपका रेल बनेगा, रेल के ऊपर वो
चैनल्स के साथ में बनेगा। तभी मैंने पूछा आपने इतने छोटा सा दिखाया।
नहीं, अभी तो हमारा क्या क्या टेस्टिंग हो रही है, when we will put on to the panel that definitely the dimension will be fixed, सिस्टम एक पैनल के लिए परमानेंट लग जाएगा, परमानेंट टाइम लगा रहेगा, whenever it is required it will clean and
whenever तो शेड्यूल होती है, हफ्ते में एक बार
ऑटो शेड्यूल होती है, पोस्ट वाइज आ जाएगा।
हां
सर अभी तो टेस्टिंग चल रहा है, अंडर डेवलपमेंट, अभी काफी काम चल रहा है,
उसमें यही हो जाएगा ना, इससे पता है वायर बढ़ेगी, तो एक चैनल लंबा बनाए, एक से ही सारे
हमारे वो माइंड में है कि हमें क्या करना है,
मोस्ट इफेक्टिव। नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन। अगर सर एक स्क्रैच गलती से पड़ गया ना, वो सब निकाल देगा। बट गुड अटेम्प्ट बच्चों, गुड अटेम्प्ट। समस्या ही सर सारी हुआ फरीदाबाद कैसे सब्जेक्ट है मैनुअली गेट मारा जाता है।
Next, Nitesh et al. The title is Integrated CNN and Transformer Architecture for Enhanced Automated Detection for Animal Subscribers. भाई हेल्प कर दो सर।
क्या हो गया?
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nitish, and I am going to present my paper on the integrating CNN and transformer architecture for enhanced automated detection of the anemia. So, before starting this paper presentation, I would like to introduce the co-authors of this paper is Suresh Sharma, Mahesh Singh, Abhishek Chaudhary, and Abhishek Suraj. So our presentation is going like that. The first we introduce about what is our topic of today's presentation and about the literature survey from where we get the motivation and the many references to implement our model, and then after our proposed methodology, and then hybrid architecture that we are using in our paper, and then after that we are present our the data set description, and then result and the performances. After that, the grade cam explanation I am going to give you, and last conclusion and the future work. So before starting my presentation, I would like to introduce our model. Our paper is based upon the healthcare, right? So if I am talking about the anemia, that is the disease that we all know about it. It cause of the unhealthy red blood cells that in our blood, and due to this, the oxygen level is low in our blood. That is one of the cause of the one of the cause for the disease. So generally our in the previous the traditional way of identify the disease, this disease, there we generally they are happening of the blood test. Okay, so as we all know about the many places where there is a remote places, there is a no the connectivity with the cities are not possible. Maybe sometime due to the conducting the blood test also the costly, it takes times. So by the advancing the technologies, we can use this advanced technology to recognize, to identify the anemia, so that we can easily easily identify and detect detect it and properly on the time, we can solve it, the problem. So our approach, we generally here use the two models, that one of the based on the mobile net V3 and the shuffle net V2. So in this model, we are using the CNN, that is one of the machine learning algorithms, and the deep learning algorithm, that is the network mobile net and V3 and the shuffle net. So in this, what happens, we are taking the data set from the anemia blood, like the samples of the blood tests, and based upon their patterns, we are recognizing and extracting their features, and based upon that, we are we are trying to finding by using the deep learning models to recognize the patterns, so that we can easily identify what that easily we can classify that the blood cells, the samples given to us, it's under the anemia or not. Okay. So about the literature, sir, here I'm not giving to the entire tables, but the few. There is a three categories we are going to be cover in our studies. First, that is based upon the clinical and the lab-based test. The generally medical teams are doing on that. So how they can recognize it and how can they identify the anemia. And second, the advancement that the computation, like the machine learning algorithms is coming in the practices. We are doing so many healthcare problems solving by using this machine learning problems we can using. So we include all the studies of also that is using the machine learning algorithms, and then from where our studies coming, like deep learning algorithms we can use by using the CNNs platform. So here is some of our studies are mentioning there. From there we are getting some references and some points how we can do our research. So our proposed methodology, so simple. Just here is a not a entire diagram I'm giving here, but there is a few examples so that I can explain you a very simple terms. First, there is a like the blood skimmer images. Generally, this is an image of our unhealthy and the healthy red blood cells that we are taking the images. From the images, we are taking extract some features by using the CNN. And after this, extracting the features, we are trained our model on the based upon the CNN. That is the famous algorithm that we are applying on the image to process it, to identify and all the pixels, coordinates, how we can analyze, how can we analyze the especially the coordinates, how the patterns are working. Then after that, we are using the fine tuning. Fine tuning generally it's a common terms where we are using the pre-trained model, and according to our data set, our requirement we are using, and we can adjusting our features, and based upon that we can apply there. Okay. After the feature fusion, generally here we are using the multimodality here, like the two network deep learning models are using there, so we can combine the features, what first features we are getting from the one network, and the second features from getting the second network, we combine, and then based upon the results that come, we can classify the results. So there is in our architectures, we are generally using this mobile net V3 and the shuffle net V2. This two networks that is based on the deep learning models we are using to detect the anemia disease, to detect generally the patterns that comes under the images, so that we can easily identify and classify the models that is unhealthy red blood cells or the healthy red blood cells. So about our data set, it's a small data set. We are currently living at 2400, and there are basically some data set we are taking from the Kaggle and some of the clinical data that presented in the paper. And based upon data set, we trained our model. Whatever the model, what model we are we are performing, we can train our models, right? So based on the initial research, as I am presenting this paper, like is the initial stage, and I'm saying it's not a correct form because we are using the multimodalities here. So we need our more clinical rectified data so that we can study in the depth, and we can easily and with the most accuracy we can identify. So here the initial stage, our whatever the model what model we are using here. So based upon this, the results is coming. There is some other parameters also I mentioned it, that is used for the evaluations of our model and the performance of our models, that how can it perform in better, like the accuracy, precision, recall, and the fun scores. So based upon the previous results that we find out from the previous sum of papers, the references we are going to take. So based upon their results and the initial results, what we are getting from our papers, we are mentioning here. Okay. So here the last one is the GradCam work. So generally here we present the whatever the results are coming from our models, we are presenting there, and based upon that we can identify. And dual model attention analysis are also there. So based upon the other modality, like the first model and the second model, what the results are there coming from the single model using how the result comes, and the double model we are using, then how the result comes we can compare, and based upon that we can classify it. So there is a generally in our data set there is a like anemia based samples are also, that is the unhealthy red blood cells and some the combination of the healthy red blood cells. So our models what we are going to perform, based upon that it classify that it anemia sample or not. So key contribution till now, we are presenting the hybrid framework for the using the MobileNet v3 and the ShuffleNet v2 that achieved till now. We achieved the 99.17% accuracy, but we are working constantly on this so that the like other features, other the disease are also like iron deficiency and the other problems that occurs in the bloods. We can also try to identify and improve our models. And the feature level of the future creature the diverse morphologic patterns outforming all the compared state of the art models. And then the last GradCam, that is transparent clinically meaningful visual explanation aligned with the XAI 2.0 principles. So our future direction is like how we can use this model on the diverse data set, and how we can multimodality integrate with our model, and it should be employed with the real time so that it can be used any mobile application or the web application. And also the medical we try to send our model to the clinical team so they can also identify that our model properly work or not, they are accurately they can identify or not. That's all.
कैमरा कौन सा दिया था इमेजेस के लिए?
सर अभी हमने क्या कहते हैं डायरेक्टली जो इमेजेस प्री अपलोडेड हैं वो हमने यूज किया हुआ है, अभी हमने डायरेक्टली यूज नहीं किया हुआ कि जो हम विजुअली ले सकें, ठीक है। लाइक जो हमारे टेस्टिंग के थ्रू आ रहे होते हैं जब हम लोग अभी तो सर कैगल और एक पेपर है उसमें उन्होंने क्या कहते हैं डेटा सेट की लिंक दी हुई थी, हमने वो लिया था। यस सर। कितनी वैल्यूज है डेटा सेट? वैल्यू सॉरी सर कितने सैंपल्स के सैंपल्स 2400 सर 2400। और जो बाकी ऑथर्स हैं जो आपके साथ कंपेयर किया सर उनके में भी ज्यादा, बट उन्होंने ऐसा डेटा सेट मेंशन नहीं किया हुआ है, ये जस्ट दे मेंशन इट के लिए। तो इपॉक्स कितने पे चला है? सर अभी 50 इपॉक्स पे अभी हम लोगों ने रन किया हुआ है, इसीलिए क्या कहते हैं इसकी एक्यूरेसी थोड़ी बढ़ती है कि सैंपल जो हमारे पास है वो अभी कम है सर, मेंशन है। ईएनएन के लिए तो काफी है। ये सर ईएनएन के लिए तो काफी है, ईएनएन मॉडल के तो काफी ज्यादा है। नहीं, बट हमारा मेन फोकस है जो हमारा हाइब्रिडेड मॉडल था MobileNet v3 एंड द ShuffleNet v2, तो हमारा मेन उस पे है। CNN तो जनरली हम लोग एक्सप्रेशन प्रॉपर्टीज क्या थी जिससे डिफरेंशिएट हो गया एनीमिया और विदाउट एनीमिया? इमेज में की क्या प्रॉपर्टीज थी कि एनीमिया और नॉन एनेमेटिक पेशेंट? जो इमेजेस थे वहां पे कुछ कोऑर्डिनेट्स जिससे सैंपल्स आ रहे थे हमारे पास में, उसमें वो डार्क थे लाइक कोई डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होगा, फीचर होगा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इमेजेस से पता लग रहा हो थोड़ा। राइट सर। क्या कोऑर्डिनेट्स वगैरह थे सर, अभी मैं एक्चुअली में इसको रिकॉल नहीं कर पा रहा हूं। और क्या वो जेंडर वाइज भी डिफरेंट होंगे? मतलब अगर फीमेल के वो स्पेसिफाई होंगे फोटो के और मेल के होंगे तो उनसे दोनों से पता चल जाएगा एनिमेटिक चाहिए। ठीक सर, आई नो दैट सर अभी क्योंकि एनीमिया की जो वैल्यूज है ना वो दोनों के लिए डिफरेंट होती है, मेल के लिए ज्यादा होती है और फीमेल में वो कम भी हो, हीमोग्लोबिन कम भी हो तब भी हम एनिमेटिक नहीं करते। मैं सारी इमेजेस से डिटेक्ट करना इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, मेरे को नहीं लगता। एक बार चेक क्योंकि 99.17% एफिशिएंसी बहुत ज्यादा है। Yes sir, I know. बाकी भी सर अभी इनिशियल स्टेज में, that's why I mentioned. नहीं इनिशियल पे तो 99 है, फाइनल में तो 100 उससे ऊपर नहीं जाएगी। नहीं डेफिनेटली सर, I am not doubt. Thank you sir. Next presentation.
मैं कल कोशिश करता हूँ। नहीं आपने अच्छा किया।
A very good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries, session chair, respected colleagues, faculty members and colleagues and friends. So my name is Vyoma Vash and today I am going to present my presentation on the topic a hybrid DNA quantum chaos-based medical image encryption model for secure healthcare system. So these are the contents of my topic: need for security of medical image, available security mechanism, literature survey, proposed model, simulation setup parameters, performance matrices, results and discussion followed by conclusion and references. So this is my first slide which tells about the need for security of medical image, why there is a need of securing any medical image while transferring from one sources to another. Actually, what the thing is that while we are transferring any medical image, it contains lots of data, patient data, which is really crucial and important to make it hidden from the external sources. So for this reason, we need to secure before transmitting from one source to another. So for securing such images, we need some strong encryption mechanism, like which is chaos-based encryption mechanism, as well as different followed by different other mechanisms which need to be applied or implement on the medical images, as well as any other images which is important to hide to make it hidden before transferring from one source to another. Some of the more important encryption method includes chaos-based hybrid, which includes DNA encoding with quantum chaos. So these are some of the available security mechanisms which are used to secure such medical images, which includes DNA-based encryption, quantum-based encryption, chaos-based encryption, hybrid encryption techniques. So what is DNA-based encryption? This is the method which leverages biological principles and chaotic maps to build multi-layered security architects. These methods are ideal for securing medical images, especially in telemedicine and healthcare diagnosis. What is quantum chaos-based encryption mechanism? This is a mechanism which is also used in securing medical images due to its unpredictability, sensitivity to initial condition, and deterministic behavior. The third available security mechanism includes chaos-based encryption. This is the method which is highly sensitive because it generates unpredictable keys for securing an image and for securing image. And the fourth one is the hybrid encryption techniques, which combines multiple methods, including like DNA chaos or chaos AES-based encryption mechanism, which it is just the hybrid encryption technique. It provides extra security when compared with a single encryption mechanism, as hybrid encryption techniques includes many techniques altogether for securing the images, especially medical images. So why I'm choosing the DNA-based encryption over other encrypting techniques are that these are the advantages of DNA-based encryption, which includes DNA uses 4 bases, allowing multiple encoding combinations. This creates higher information density compared to binary systems, making encryption more complex and secure. Different DNA mapping rules are available, like A is complement to T, C is complement to G variation, which can dynamically change, and in fact adding an extra layer of security. Medical images have high redundancy and correlation, as we know very well. So DNA-based encryption effectively breaks this structure, making it ideal for secure healthcare data transmission. So this is the review literature. Several papers has been reviewed to get the different encrypting techniques, and it has been reviewed to check whether these techniques are more whether these techniques are more relevant or more secure as compared to DNA-based encryption mechanism. So these are some of the papers that has been taken for references to compare these techniques with the DNA-based encryption mechanism that has been applied for the medical image in my paper. The proposed model. The proposed model includes a hybrid DNA with quantum chaos-based image encryption techniques, which together provide high security, efficiency, and robustness in healthcare system, as it combines randomness of quantum biotic system with parallel processing of DNA-based encoding system to achieve strong confusion and diffusion mechanism. The overall framework consists of 3 steps, which includes key generation, which is done by using quantum chaos method. Then it is confusion and diffusion, which are the important steps that has been implemented in the proposed model. In the key generation process, the quantum key has been generated, which is highly random and sensitive, ensuring a large key space and strong security. In confusion and diffusion stages, what's happening is this, as it is a DNA-based encryption method. So in this, the pixel values of the image are first converted into DNA bases, then it is shuffled so that the position of the pixels can be changed and shuffled, so that the relationship between the pixel values of the nearby or sidebar can be changed. And the third one is the diffusion stage. In this, the erase the pixels in the absorbed using quantum chaos-based encryption method. So in medical image, in this, we implement the DNA. We convert of the pixels to binary values. Then we convert these binary values in the DNA sequences. After that, we will shuffle these pixel values. Since it is intra-bit scrambling, so shuffling can be done in the pixel value itself. After this, we get the permutated image, and there we apply the Zoring in multi-directional process. In multi-directional step, that is Zoring is between key value and the permutated and the pixel value present in permutated value. It can be done in multi-directional way, like in horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. And the final image we get is the encrypted image, which is inaccessible by the unauthorized users. These are the simulation setup parameters. These are the environment in which all the process has been done, or the encryption processes has been done. These are some of the performance matrix with the standard values, which show that these are some of the parameters which needs to be considered, which needs to be achieved while we are applying any encryption method. If we get nearby values or the same similar value, that means the encryption method is of quite efficient and provide a strength mechanism to the image. That means we are using the encryption mechanism which is strong and provide better security if we get nearby these values. So these are some of the standard values which needs to be achieved while we are applying any encryption method in the image. So these are the results. These results has been compared by some of the other papers, and it has shown that the proposed model has achieved better values as compared to the other existing techniques. These are the conclusions. The paper proposed a robust and efficient hybrid medical image encryption scheme, which integrates DNA computing with quantum chaos-based key generation to mitigate security challenges in modern healthcare system. The proposed approach combines randomness and sensitivity of quantum chaotic system with the parallelism and encoding capability of DNA-based encoding scheme to achieve strong confusion and diffusion. Detailed results are shown as follows. The proposed model achieves near ideal entropy, negligible correlation, and optimal NPCR and USCI values, confirming strong resistance against statistical and differential attack. High PSNR and SSIM values verify the accurate reconstruction of medical images, ensuring their reliability for clinical use. The large key space and high sensitivity further enhances robustness against brute force, non-plain text, and chosen plain text attacks. Results of the proposed techniques were compared with recent art of techniques shows superior result in terms of security, efficiency, and scalability. The proposed techniques provide a practical and reliable solution for securing transmission and storage of medical image in telemedicine and cloud-based healthcare environment. Future work may focus on real-time hardware implementation and integration with IOMT systems. These are the references of the paper. Thank you.
क्वेश्चन है मेरा, आपके इसमें वर्क में नोवेलिटी जो है वो क्रिप्टोग्राफी मैकेनिज्म में है या फिर आपने उसको मेडिकल इमेजेस के लिए यूज किया? उसमें
मेडिकल इमेजेस के लिए सर,
मतलब वो जो क्रिप्टोग्राफी मॉडल है वो आपका ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करता है?
वो एग्जिस्ट करता है लेकिन मेडिकल इमेजेस में बहुत कम दिखा है।
बट इमेजेस तो इमेजेस ही है।
क्या थी सर?
इमेजेस तो इमेजेस ही है।
नहीं सर, इमेजेस जो है कलर्ड इमेजेस या मेडिकल इमेजेस में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस होता है। जैसे मेडिकल इमेजेस होता है उसमें कोरिलेशन सर हाई होती है क्योंकि मेडिकल इमेजेस जो होती है वो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट होती है।
नहीं, बट आपका पर्पस ये थोड़ी है, आपका पर्पस तो क्रिप्टोग्राफी टेक्निक अप्लाई करके उसकी जो स्टील कर सकता है उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन उसको प्रिक्योर करना है, उसको सेव करना है, उसको सेफगार्ड करना है।
हाँ,
उसको सेफगार्ड करना चाहते हो ना क्रिप्टोग्राफी टेक्निक अप्लाई करके। उसमें फिर इसका पर्पस क्या होता है कि
मेडिकल इमेजेस जो होती है ना उसमें पिक्सल वैल्यूज जो होती है वो काफी रिलेट होती है। इससे क्या होता है, ये पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है कि उसको हैक किया जा सकता है या उसका डेटा सील किया जा सकता है क्योंकि उनके बीच कोरिलेशन एंड रिडंडेंसी काफी हाई होती है। तो और जो बाकी इमेजेस होती है उसमें ये चीज कम होती है, कोरिलेशन कम होता है। तो अगर हमें पता है कि जो हम की पिक्सल वैल्यू सिमिलर है आसपास की, तो हमें हैक करने में ज्यादा टाइम हमें नहीं लगेगा। तो उसके लिए हम कुछ ऐसा मैकेनिज्म लगाएं जिससे कि हमारा जो भी हमारी इमेज है वो इतने इजीली लीक ना हो पाए या हैक ना हो पाए। तो हमें ऐसा मैकेनिज्म
मेरा क्वेश्चन डिफरेंट है। मेरा क्वेश्चन ऐसा है कि जैसे मैं इस रूम की इमेज लेता हूँ और एक मेडिकल इमेज लेता हूँ, तो दोनों से क्रिप्टोग्राफी टेक्निक अप्लाई करके मैं उसका सेफगार्ड करता हूँ, है ना? यही प्रपोजल है ना आपका। तो फिर उन दोनों में डिफरेंस क्यों? मतलब आप ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हो कि अगर मेडिकल इमेज के लिए रखें तो ये अच्छा काम करेगा, ऐसा है?
हाँ सर, मेडिकल इमेज के लिए करेंगे तो अच्छा काम करेगा क्योंकि हम इसमें एक नई चीज लगा रहे हैं जो कि डीएनए बेस्ड एन्क्रिप्शन मेथड है।
और आपने जैसे उसमें बार बार लिखा होता है प्रपोज्ड मेथड, तो मेथड तो आप बता रहे थे ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करता है, फिर प्रपोज कैसे हुआ?
कैसे हुआ सर? हमने जो मेडिकल इमेज में लगाया है ये मेथड अभी एग्जिस्ट नहीं कर रहा है हर जगह पर। हमने मेडिकल इमेज में जो काम किया है वो अभी एग्जिस्ट नहीं कर रहा है, उसमें दूसरे टेक्निक से हमने हाइब्रिड यूज किया है।
मतलब आप ये कहना चाहते हैं कि टेक्निक जो है मेडिकल इमेजेस में प्रपोज्ड है?
हमने हाइब्रिड में किया है सर, हाइब्रिड प्रपोज किया है, दो चीज की है।
वैसे डीएनए और इक्विवेलेंट भी एग्जिस्ट करता है, बट मिक्सचर एग्जिस्ट ये हाइब्रिड ये भी टेस्टिंग फेज में है कि हाइब्रिड कितना होता है, क्या नेक्स्ट start with the content.
The work that I have proposed is basically a GAN-based work that has been proposed, where I have mentioned the key-based generator, where generative adversarial network has been used. That is a part of machine learning and deep learning model. And after that, a generator network has been used, which is used to generate the keys, which is highly randomized and is highly robust. And after that, a discriminator has been used that is used to validate the randomness of the numbers that have been generated. The numbers that have been generated are used as the keys that are used for the implementation of the encryption of images. After that, the key optimization has been done for the post of processing of the chaos initialization. After that, an input image is taken. Input image is taken, and after the pre-processing and resizing, pre-processing and resizing, this substitution is performed using the S-box. After that, the permutation is performed using the shuffling, and after that, a confused image is received. As you can see, is completely different from the original image. After that, bitwise drawing is performed, which completely distorts the image, and we are not able to identify that what was our input image. So both the images are completely different as compared to the original image and the final encrypted image, which is the final diffused image. So the proposed algorithm is mentioned over here. So first of all, we have taken the original image, and the output is the encrypted image as well as the decrypted image. So the pre-processing has been done, in which an image is read, and after that we have converted that into the matrix form, which is the normalized pixel values. After that, the GAN-based key generation has been done using the generator as well as the discriminator, and then the key processing has been done to convert it into the binary and decimal forms, so that it can be used for separate applications for the implementation of confusion as well as the diffusion. After that, the encryption process, as I have explained in the previous slide using the block diagram, substitution, permutation, and the diffusion has been used for the implementation, and finally the inverse process of all the three has been performed to implement the decryption process and to get the final original image. So these are the simulation setup parameters. So here the crack is, I have used various types of images, which जो आपका स्केलेबिलिटी वाला क्वेश्चन था बाकियों से, उसको सीधा सीधा जवाब देता है, काउंटर करता है. 256 + 256 से लेकर के 4096 + 4096 के इमेजेस डिफरेंट साइज है, और ये जो डेटाबेस है ये मोर देन 2 लाख इमेजेस का डेटा सेट है जो प्रैक्टिकली हमने यूज करा है अपने इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में. After that, different evaluation matrices have been used like entropy, NPCR, UACI, PSNR, SSIM, and correlation. So these are the performance matrices. So basically, these ranges are there of entropy nearly 8, NPCR 99.67, PSNR 7.98, SSIM nearly equal to 0, correlation coefficient nearly equal to 0. Key space should be greater than 2⁻32. So जैसा कि आपको पता होगा, नॉर्मल लाइफ में भी जब हम किसी ताले में चाबी लगाते हैं तो उसमें जो लिवर्स होते हैं आजकल, तो जितना ज्यादा लिवर्स होते हैं उतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग हम सोचते हैं कि लॉक है. तो सिमिलर इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ एनक्रिप्शन. जितना बड़ा हमारा की स्पेस होगा उतनी अच्छी हमारी एनक्रिप्शन टेक्निक होगी. So these are the results. So based on the ranges, these are the results which satisfy our goal, and this is the comparison with the other proposed algorithms that are available in the literature. So we can conclude that our implementation is better than others as mentioned in the literature. These are the references. Thank you. Any questions you can ask.
जब तुमने 2 लाख इमेज प्रोसेस की थी, हमने की थी या कहीं से रिजल्ट लिया था?
सर जैसे मैंने प्रपोज मेंशन किया है, तो मैंने पाइथन में ये सारा इम्प्लीमेंट किया है और उसका जो रिजल्ट है मेरे पास है.
2 लाख में तुमने प्रोसेस किए?
यूजिंग द पाइथन आई हैव प्रोसेस.
मतलब पाइथन की करवा बेसिकली.
हाँ जी, और उसका जो एवरेज रिजल्ट है वो ये है 7.99992 जो एंट्रोपी का आ रहा है, 0.0001 कोरिलेशन का आ रहा है. तो ये सारे
इमेज प्रोसेस करने में कितना टाइम लगता होगा?
सर ये वाली जो पूरी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन थी, इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए मेरे को 5 डेज लगे थे 2 लाख इमेजेस पे. मैंने ऑटोमेट करके छोड़ दिया था.
पीसी जो था रन
गूगल कोलैब पे चल रहा था सर, क्लाउड पे. हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
सर एक क्वेश्चन बोल 2 लाख इमेजेस है, एक का साइज
सर डिफरेंट साइजेस थे,
मैं एक का एग्जांपल फिर भी 1 MB कोई जो 1 MB साइज
जैसे 256 + 256 है, उसका जो साइज था वो 153 KB था।
केबी का जो भी साइज था, अब 2 लाख से मल्टीप्लाई करेगा, अब तूने 4096 प्रोसेस की, ठीक है, वो रैम में जाएंगी इमेजेस,
रैम में जाएंगे सर, बिल्कुल
रैम में जाएंगे। कितने रैम का साइज मिलता है हमें गूगल क्लास?
1 GB नहीं मिलता,
10 GB हमारे को वैसे मिलता है,
10 GB फ्री में मिलता है, और उसको
प्रो वर्जन यूज करता हूँ तो मेरे को 64 GB तक जाता है।
हाँ जी,
बट ये 64 GB से भी प्रोसेस ऊपर हो जाएगा।
लेकिन सर मैंने अलग अलग साइजेस की इमेजेस लिया ना, 2 लाख टोटल लिया, तो मैंने अलग अलग फोल्डर्स में उसको डिवाइड कर दिया, तो उसके हिसाब से जो मेरी वो थी 256, फॉर एग्जांपल 256 + 256 की मैंने एक बार में ले ली, लाइक अब मान के चलो 5000 इमेजेस, वो प्रोसेस हो गई, उसका साइज छोटा था। 4096 + 4096 की जो इमेजेस है वो थोड़ा साइज बड़ा था, तो सर एक साइज के लिए ऑटोमेट किया था ना, उसके रिजल्ट्स मैंने कंपाइल करके कर दिए एक जगह पे गैदर, उसके बाद दूसरा वाला साइज आया, उसको मैंने गैदर कर लिया, उसका एवरेज लिया, उसको मैंने गैदर करके उसके बाद मैंने कंपाइल कर दिया इस तरीके से। थैंक यू सर।
Next presentation, Sri Gopal Singh ji, and the topic is what is the quality and its effect.
निशान हेल्प करते ना भाई, अगर आपके पास पीपीटी उसमें पेन ड्राइव में है तो सर उसमें लगा लीजिए। अच्छा आपकी भेजी हुई तो फिर उसमें होगी दीक्षांत, उसमें वो डेस्कटॉप
देखो दीक्षांत, मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप पे
दीक्षांत फर्स्ट प्रेजेंटेशन वर्चुअली
व्हाट इज क्वालिटी एंड,
हाँ ये मैंने मॉडल में डाल दिया।
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This event for quality concerns, we are gathered today, and lot of speakers have given all theories and other things which are related with the digitization, etc., etc. So I will go by basic principles which are very necessary to get understanding with the quality. What is quality? Actually, my topic of the talk is only what is quality. So, if quality is one which if it breaks even at one link of process, the entire chain weakens, and the final product invariably fails to meet expectations. So quality is not just a technical metric, but the backbone of economic sustainability. At every stage, quality is building confidence in the ownership of any product, from deployment of quality manpower. It starts with the quality manpower which you are deploying, whether they are competent to make you happy in the end or not. So manpower, then it is the same way for design, and same way to the procurement and process and production and the construction, etc. Every step you need to have the deployment of qualified manpower, machinery, and things like that, so that your output remains within your control. Thereafter, it comes for every process, the quality assurance. So quality assurance is basically very wide spectrum of the component inspection, testing, it all involves in it. And most importantly is the documentation, which you can trace the things, how our quality is going and where is the, if any complaint or if any defect comes later on. So we are able to pinpoint in at which place we gone wrong. So that for that we need a perfect documentation. Uh, this forms a chain to produce product. So any failure doesn't just mean a defective item. It translates directly into loss of trust in the process set to produce the product. Our main aim is to produce things, any component, any article, any machinery, the way we have produced, for what purpose we have produced. If that is not being served, so our entire exercise go in futile and give you a lot of loss in that. So product failure also cause the waste of resources, and at the end it will be reduced revenue for the industry. For more understanding and clarity, the effect of quality in a business, we can just explain, like, if design is not properly done by the competent people, by the trusted people, and that flaw leads to costly rework. So after producing a product, you find it has some defects left in it, or it is not meeting the requirement, so you have to rework all entirely. So that is again a costly affair. Process lapse creates inefficiency. So this is a process lapse. If it has come in processing the thing, your design is okay, material is okay, your process is somewhere wrong. So that creates inefficiency. So products which you should have produced in say X time. So if you are producing it 2x, so you are spending more money to produce the single equipment or machine or article. So it is costing you more than the required. And poor inspection. So inspections are many inspections are done, like from procurement of material to process handling and final product testing, online product testing, and before packaging, it is tested many times. So poor inspection and testing in the process, if there, so it will allow defects to slip through, which will again wrong sign to the industry. Improper deployment of manpower machinery results in accidents. If I have procured a machine which is having capacity of X ton, and we are producing 2x, so again that machine may fail, may result in accident, and so you are again going in spending more money in this, and your end results will be not into your required resources. So underutilized of resources should not be there. Ultimately, quality is not an isolated department. It is many speakers have given this, that quality is not a product. It is a culture actually. So quality is not an isolated department or a product. Quality is the culture required in every industry at every step. So you cannot say that I will use quality at the end of the product. No, it is from the very beginning. When you start anything, you have to think of quality first. So quality, if there is in place, so you are going to get good results at the end of the day. When organizations have embedded quality into every decision and every action, the safeguard is RRR, means revenue, reputation, and resilience, everything in your favor. When we neglect quality, the economy itself suffers, because industries lose competitiveness, customers lose confidence, and nations lose growth momentum. So it is again a chain effect of bad quality. It is giving you the wrong signal at every stage and up to the national level also. So we have to be very particular, and basically quality must be in your mind every time, every day, and now, so that you are getting a right product at the end of the day. So with this, I sum up this with the final tips and takeaway. The, to keep watching steps at each process to achieve desired quality results through the system set up at your workplace. So this is what we have discussed in previous slides. So quality can be achieved in output of the product of that industry or that process if you are watching this quality at each process and each step. To prepare work instructions. So should not be things left on somebody's memory, or somebody he is okay, he will take care of it. No, we have to have work instructions for each workstation, process to follow, lay down instructions to perform, and record maintenance with the entity of product and the performer both. जो परफॉर्मर है उसकी भी आइडेंटिटी आप मार्क करिए, और प्रोडक्ट के साथ साथ उसके जो प्रोडक्ट करने के लिए जो टूलिंग यूज करी है उसकी भी आपको परफॉर्मेंस रिकॉर्ड करनी चाहिए. देयर शुड बी some data collected at your place so that you are able to decide when we need to change the machinery or when whatever results of that failure. And periodic maintenance service is another point which should be taken very seriously, because if your tooling and machinery are healthy and giving you right calibrated output, so your products will be as good as you required. So periodical maintenance service and calibration of tools and tackles must be ensured with record in tool room, as well as stickers on the respective tools is used in the process. So the records maintenance is there, it is must, but at the same time on the floor, how can we verify? So for that verification, we normally get the stickers pasted on each and every tool after the calibration, after the maintenance, so that we should not go back to see the records in office. This work environment should be very conducive for the worker who's working. So for that, proper lighting, illumination of workstation and site to be ensured, and avoid overtiming practice of workforce that will compromise with the quality of product. So we must not be frequently giving more work to the worker and to get him overtime, so that he get more money. So that more money given to a person to work for your overtime or extended hours, that may cause a big disaster at the end, because the quality gets reduced if a person who's doing the work is not in good health and not happy conditions. So money can't buy that mindset. So we should be careful that we should have proper rest and timing for each and every worker. Now, periodic upgradation of instructions to be given to workforce and requirement of client must be known to all the team members. Whatever we are producing is for someone else, and his requirements should not be confined with single person, head of the department or something. It should be spread over, shared with each and every floor worker, so that teamwork is achieved with that, and your goals are set with that. cleaning of tool. This one is a practice which is not normally followed by many of the industries. Your tools must be cleaned after they are used. And workstation, before leaving the workplace, the worker has to have a habit of cleaning those things. His floor, his machine, his tools should be properly cleaned and stored at their respective place, so that next day morning he should not waste any time to check the tools and machine and all those things. So this whatever work somebody is doing, he is to have original specifications and drawings with him. He should not note down the parameters on his piece of paper and keep it with him and conduct the production or do the process in that for that. So copies of approved drawings and specifications, check sheet must be made available with all the workstation, so that there should not be missing work and should not be anything missed by the worker in his own overconfidence or so. So thank you very much. This is all from my side, and for all these things nowadays, whatever data we are producing on floor is nowadays digitized, so that analysis of the data can be done in shorter time, and final conclusion can be taken by the management. This can help you achieve the better quality, better production with less costing. Thank you very much. If anyone have a question of it, thank you.
What is your paper ID? Sir, paper ID क्या नाम है आपका? Sir, श्रेयांश सर. ये तुम कहाँ से आए?
अच्छा, ठीक है, आ जाओ. Beta, you have only 5 minutes. Just show you whatever you have done. Just go on. Yes, sir.
A very good afternoon to respected dignitaries, students, professors, and everyone present here. Today, I am going to present my presentation on the topic Smart Diya, a human-centric IoT and AI-enabled devotional system for next generation and quality engineering. So, in this, we have seen that in the past, Diya has remained the same from the ancient. Our vision is to provide a modern tech to the Diya. So we are transforming the traditional Indian devotional artifact to an intelligent IoT-based device. Our approach is to use various sensors to make it error-prone and make user reliable. So our core philosophy in this is to enhance the safety and reliability and user experience without compromising the traditional essence of the Diya. So we have seen the existing problem and research gap in the Diya. The electric Diya we had all seen. It lacks intelligence, and we use AI-based GenAI using implement a complete system package for the devotional approach. Our key objective and innovation point is that we are applying a contextual awareness through GenAI models using Lang graph and Lang chain, and our second motive is to do on offline AI processing. We used microcontroller in this, so to implement GenAI and the main challenges in this section is the resource management. We have used various sensors to monitor power and fire hazards and avoid dry burns. So I am going to discuss the methodology. We used hardware and software in this. The hardware consists of Raspberry Pi, which is the brain of the overall system. It installed Gen AI using Olama or LangGraph, and there are various sensors we used in this system. We used oil measuring sensors and fire avoiding sensors and infrared to avoid any harm to users. And the software layer consists of the Python program using LangGraph to implement that workflow of the Gen AI. And we also use TensorFlow Lite for the wake up call of the Gen AI. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. So basically, we implemented a DIA, sir. Sir, this is a undergoing project, sir. This is funded by. Yes, sir. Sir, basically, sir, this is an undergoing project, sir. This has just.
It is a concept only, right now.
Yes, yes, sir. We are just in testing phase, sir. So, sir, we had tried to implement, sir, AI in the smart DIA, sir, and try to implement the safety features. That's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all to the speakers for their insightful presentation and to the participants for their active engagement throughout this session. The discussion today have highlighted importance, perspectives, innovative ideas, and meaningful directions for future research and collaborations. We hope the knowledge shared here will inspire further exploration and practical implementation in your respective fields. With this, we formally conclude this session. Thank you once again, and we look forward to your continuous participation in such upcoming valuable conferences. Thank you all who has participated over here. So I would like to call Dr. Shalin Gupta sir to distribute the certificate to all the participants. Naman Goel. Partner Dalal. Nitish. Jaya Sharma. Mahesh Singh. Abhishek Suraj. Vyoma Vash. Dikshant. Yashika. A small token for gratitude to the Dr. Shalan Gupta ji. Satpal sir, please come.